Biggest problem that I have with my campervan is that it takes an hour and a half for my hot water to heat up to a good mixer shower temperature. Today in this video we're going to be fixing that along with a few other bits, but first you join us in Wales where I've just spent £14 to park. You see, I wanted to get back into shape. That's one of my goals for the foreseeable future. I've climbed Snowdon, or Eperdemic as it's now known, millions of times. Probably over-exaggeration, let's face it, all men over-exaggerate. Anyway, I've climbed it that much that I know where my fitness level used to be a year ago when I stopped climbing it. So that's the whole point. I want to go up, chase the sunset and see if I can get that on the summit. See how long it takes me, see how much I struggle, see where my fitness level is. There is the summit.
Wind's starting to pick up a bit. Can you hear it? I'm only at about 300 or 400 metres above sea level, so God knows what it's going to be like up there. If it's too bad, I won't do it. We'll see. That's just me making excuses, I think, already. Well, what have you? Yeah. What have you?
Back then I used to be really spontaneous as well, so I want to bring a bit of that in. I finished work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I sat there and thought, what am I going to do now? I thought, you know what, it's the perfect opportunity to just go to Snowdon and get the sunset. So that's what I decided to do. Currently we're sat just getting towards the halfway house and this big steep incline going up here. This used to absolutely kill me off. The trick just being 1 foot in front of the other, in front of the other, in front of the other. It won't be long before you actually get up there. But constantly looking behind me at the sunset. I really want the sunset summit. So that's what I'm aiming for. I can't let it go down too quick. I can't let it... I can't be too quick. It's going to be a fine line between doing everything right at the right speed to get up there at the right time.
Just look at that for a view. I've got to the top of the first bit. Next bit is that path there. It is steep. I've had a few people on the way down telling me, make sure you wrap up there, it's windy. And I'm about to go through this train tunnel, and I have a feeling, knowing this mountain the way that I do, I'm going to go through there and my tits are going to get blown off. Shall we go and check it out together? The view is actually really nice from here, so I'm hoping it's not windy so I can proper show you. But to be fair, that's no wind so far. Look at that. Oh, wait, there we go. There's the wind. Oh, my hat's blowing off. It just feels wrong. It's a Sunday evening. There's not a person in sight. Sun's getting close to setting. Everyone going down has said, oh, watch your hat doesn't blow off. So as soon as I hit that plateau, where the miner's path meets up to this path and the ranger's path meets up. Anyway, as soon as I hit that plateau, I imagine it to go brutal. The hat has come off and gone in the bag.
We're just up at the first plateau viewpoint and I've got a photo of this exact summit at sunrise in every single season. I want to make a calendar out of it.
I guess I was wrong. It's not that windy at the minute. Oh, nice. That sunset glow. The copper summit sign and the summit. Oh, there's the next viewpoint. That sunset. Oh God, I've missed being this spontaneous. Finished work at 3 o'clock. Training course. Look at the weather. Oh, that's going to be quite nice. Oh, wow. Just look at it. All the sea all the way out there. Wow.
It's the final push up to the summit. I have a feeling it will be windy up here.
It looks like it's going to set just behind those clouds just before I hit the summit. Let's get a jog on. Oh, final push, come on. That wind was absolutely brutal, so it wasn't even worth stepping on top of the summit stone. Just got some pictures from underneath and got me bits that I needed. Walking back down, watching the rest of it. What an experience. God, I miss being this impulsive. It's always the impulsive decisions that sort of become the best. It's just a typical wow moment, isn't it? I mean, wow. That's the only word you can describe, isn't it? Just wow. But it's time to get down off this big lump and head somewhere to park up for the night. I've got work tomorrow, but before work, it's time to start finally sorting out the last few bits on the van that I really need to get sorted. I've had these parts to fit this van, fix this van, get it up and running perfectly for well over a year. I just haven't got round to doing it. I've tried to get round to doing it, but I've just never done it. So that's the job for next week, really. A couple hours before work every day, do a little bit and just see where we end up. I say that because I know for a fact I'll start the job, there'll be a problem, and then I'll run out of time, and then the next day I'll have to do it again. I'll tell you what, it's been a while since I've had the head torch out, but it's definitely got dark here. It's got windier, the cloud cover's coming, and it even feels like it's starting to spit, so it looks like I hit this right at the perfect time. Good morning, it's the next day. Yes, I'm walking like a crap myself because my legs are absolutely ruined. Best cure for muscle torn agony, protein. So I got myself a little bit of protein to have over the next couple of days. That should do. A little bit of lunch and then I'm going to start working on the van. Time's running a little bit short today, so it might just be an assessment. I've put the blocks underneath because I need to get underneath. First job is this. This is my reverse sensor. So I've put my hand underneath to try and get to it, and it seems like the stickers have just come off it. So that's something I've got to basically get some glue or some sticky tape to stick that back on a little bit better. Next job, if we go right underneath, you can see this adapter here. This pipe goes into the side of the wastewater tank over there with an elbow. Well, being completely honest, that might get me in a bit of trouble. I just normally leave this tap open, and because it's only such a small little pipe, it just trickles out constantly. Well, I haven't seen it trickling out for a month, and if you listen to the tank, it does still sound empty. I don't know, but that could be extremely full. I'm not sure. But anyway, the job I've got to do is this pipe is getting turned into a 40mm pipe, smooth bore pipe. To do that, I'm going to have to drill a hole in the tank somewhere, potentially just there because there's that little flat spot. If I can drill a hole there, then it's the lowest point, comes straight out, and a much bigger valve so that I can basically turn it off. And then when I've found somewhere that I can drop it properly, I can drop it perfectly then. Next job is, can you see the wastewater pipe there? Well, that's the 40mm pipe. You can see how it comes out of, like, that's for the shower. So it comes out the shower and down, but then it goes back up to the bracket that holds it in place. Then it comes back down under that chassis piece. Then it goes back up over the axle just there, and then into the very top of the wastewater tank. So essentially that pipework's doing this, which is creating like loads of S-traps inside the water, and it's not flowing out of the sink properly or out of the shower properly. So if I can level all that pipework off, I might need to send it into the middle of the wastewater tank as opposed to in the top of the wastewater tank, just to stop that final lump. I don't know, that's another job I've got to do. I wanted to check all the brackets for the air suspension, and they all seem to be perfectly fine there, and the one just over there. Essentially, there's the bracket that holds it to the chassis. If you put too much pressure on it, can snap the chassis. So that's just something every time I get underneath I just want to look at, keep an eye on. It seems to be doing perfectly fine. And then the other job that I want to get sorted this week, which is an electrical job that, again, I don't think I'm doing it correct. In fact, I'm pretty certain I'm not doing it correct. But the joy of living in a van is you haven't really got an address to get anything delivered, so you end up going around to like hardware stores and stuff like that. I went into one and I saw some bits and thought, oh, that might work. So I picked up the bits, and I've got some electrical stuff to do. It's a mess, but there's my boiler. It's the Bobble VANZ, and it's a dual heat element one, so it's got a 240 and a 240 volt adapter. The 240 runs on an 800 watt heat exchanger and or heating element, and the 12 volt runs on a 200 watt. My biggest problem with the Bobble VANZ is it takes an hour and 40 minutes to heat the water up to a safe temperature. You've got to heat it right up to like over 60 degrees for it to be able to kill off any pathogens that are in the water. So I tend to just go 75, stick it on a mixer tap, it runs perfect, and I get a long enough shower out of that. It won't take an hour and 40 minutes to heat up if I connect the 240 sockets up. Now, most of the time,
when people wire up their 240, they wire it up to the electric hookup when you're on electric hookup. I'm permanently off grid. So I got this idea when I saw it. There's my 3000 watt inverter. Running off that is my induction hob and the plug sockets, which I plug the air fryer into. If I take one of those sockets and stick this on there, get some sort of surge protection on there, which is built into this already, and it's got the on-off switches so I can fanny about with it. Anyway, plug that into the inverter, attach that to the back wall. In that, I could put like the plug sockets in one, leave that permanently turned on, and then I could put my 240 from the actual boiler straight into there, just leave it turned on. Whenever I want it, just turn it back on. The only thing I need to do that is the 240 cable from the boiler doesn't have a plug on it, so I found a plug. That is the easy job for me to do. I don't think it's going to be like the official way of doing it, but it's going to do it. I figured since I don't have time to do the proper work at the moment, I'm going to make it so tomorrow after work, or tomorrow when I finish work and go to sleep and then wake up in the morning, I can just crack on with it straight away. But it gives me a chance to show my electrics off. It really does look like a mess, but that's because there's a lot going on here. First of all, the brains of it, the 460 amp hour S Smart 4 Bluetooth battery, that is the pinnacle of it all. That's what makes it all absolutely perfect. You got the 300 amp hour fuse there, goes around to the isolator switch just there, which goes into the positive buzz bar. The negative, I've actually still got the Savvy shunt on there just because it works a bit better. Having the Bluetooth on the battery can go through to the app on the phone, that goes through to the Savvy screen, that goes into the negative buzz bar. Over here, this big pump, that is for this. That's my air suspension. It's got a lot of cables and stuff left over, and all this stuff down here is the air hose for it. That's because eventually I want to relocate it. I can't do any work in here at the moment, boxing it all off and stuff, and that's because I'm at weight. I can't go any heavier. Adding all the extra wood in here is going to put me overweight, and I can't do that. So I've got to wait to get it up plated before I can start making it all look pretty. Up here, blue smart charger. That's the electric hookup charger, which I don't have an electric hookup. All I have is this here, which is the plug. So every time I'm on a hookup, I can just plug that straight in, and that's that. It charges the battery. Never used it. It's there as a backup. The 100 to 50 MPPT solar smart charge controller. Basically, that's my solar system control panels. It goes from my solar panels, come into there, out to the battery, into there, and that obviously goes into the positive negative buzz bars. Then that is the 50 amp DC to DC charger. You can see I've got the sticker on the side there. That's because they've changed the pin numbers and stuff, so that's just a reminder. Obviously it comes in from the battery. Obviously that's the solar, that's the DC to DC charger, so it comes in to them and then off up to these, so that's that all sorted. The big ones coming off the buzz bars, they go up to the 3000 watt inverter, 95mm cable, 12 volt fuse box, or one of the 12 volt fuse box. That's the Dishy No AC. That comes from a company called Star V Mount. That 12 volt converts my Starlink to be able to run straight off there, go straight off up to my normal Wi-Fi router in the van. That gets that sorted. Big ass fuse for the inverter. There's the other 12 volt fuse box, and that just there, that seems to have had the cover fall off it somewhere, so I'm gonna have to dig that out. But that's my solar dump for my boiler. Essentially, when the solar has charged the battery fully and that recognizes that the battery is fully charged, it will turn on and send any excess solar power straight through to the boiler to heat up the water. Yeah, it's a bit neater. It's like organized chaos. You watch. Tomorrow I won't be able to find anything because I've now organized it. There is one small job that I can do now, or at least I can start it now. You see, this sign used to live up there on some sticky pads, but it pulled away the actual sticky, and then when you try and stick it back down, it sticks for about an hour and then comes back off. I found the replacements for this because I did keep some spare, so if I can just sort of peel it off as much as I can. Oh, it goes right down there. So what I'll do, I have a mini kniff, so if I run the kniff, then again, that one was okay there. So if I run the kniff and just take off up to there, and it's probably not going to work well. I'm probably going to have to re-go over it or shape it or something like that. But if I run that across like that, in theory, that, there we go, should pull off that little section there until about this next one just here, where
Oh no, a bit more maybe. Oh, I don't know, is it going to work? Oh, it's started to break there. So I can't believe I'm doing this in real time when I can make this so much more entertaining without actually doing that. But it is what it is. Take 2, I guess. Oh, there we go. That little bit's off. I'm going to leave that to air for a bit, and then tomorrow I can cut off and re-stick that on.
The next day, it's time to start working underneath the van.
And this is where we find out whether or not the water tank's actually full. I've left that pipe on, but I've turned it facing up and tucked it above the actual tank. So basically that's going to be an air vent. We've got this little tiny hole here, like an indentation. That is where I'm going to put the pipe. So it's simply just a case of getting a hole saw just the right size, straight in there, and go for it, I guess. Oh, looks like the tank was empty. Got the hose with the quarter turn on off switch, and that is open. Chopped it down to size. Let's get it in. It will just the right exact size squeeze right into that hole. Perfect. So now just smooth all that off, add a bit more extra for a bit of security, and then it's done. Yeah, that don't look good, but I'll tell you what, that's definitely sealed. We've secured it back up here with a big P-clip. While I had the Sikaflex out, I've got the reversing sensor out, so I've just Sikaflexed that up. I'm going to put that back in place because I can let that cure before I start moving. And now inside, you might think this is mould. It's not. The wood that's there used to be carpeted, but we cut the carpet off so that we could tile it like this. It's just the B&M special stick-on tiles, and that's just the residue of the actual carpet and the spray glue that's on it. There you go. You can see it a little bit better just there. But the whole plan is to basically slice it off just there, get those 3, stick them there, and then slice those 3 off, stick them there, and just see how it comes out. Perfect. You'll never know that I've done a little repair. Next job, next day, back under the van. We've got the boiler to do. The first thing to do is to get this plug, look at that, 250 onto these cables which are connected to the boiler. I've always been like dead nervous about doing stuff like with proper electrics like this, but then it's just because I'm colourblind. But if you have a look on the little diagram thing on the back, it started to tell you the colours of what wires need to go where. So I'm like, okay then, well that one's definitely blue, that one's definitely earth because it's 2 different colours. So that other one must be the brown or whatever colour it is. This isn't the way to do it, but we unplugged, you've got 2 plug sockets on the back of the inverter. That one's our fault actually. So I'm going to unplug that one because that's the longest cable, and I'm going to plug it straight into that part there. Then I'm going to get the plug that I've just done and plug that into there, and then plug that extension lead into the inverter. This, I can't say is going to be a good way of doing it, but it is what it is. I'll clean up that. I've set the thermostat on the boiler because the boiler thermostat is the thermostat for the plug-in, the 240 volt, whereas the thermostat inside, the digital one, is for the 12 volt. Essentially, what all I need to do now is come inside, turn the inverter on, and all I need to do is to turn the hot water on the 240 is turn that on there, and then just come in here, open that up. This is the control panel for the boiler. If I turn that switch on there, it will come up with just the display to tell me how hot it is. I've checked the app for the Roma battery, and that is draining by just over 800 watts. So now I've got 800 watts of heating element on 240 volt electrics. That's better than the 12 volt electrics 200 watt. Let's see how long it takes that to heat up. Oh my god, that is heating up so much quicker than 12 volt. Well, it will do, obviously, won't it? And you may think like 800 watts draining is quite a lot. All I need to do is start the engine. That DC to DC charger is the 50 amp, which charges just over 700 watts. So if I've got the engine on, so basically turn that on while I'm driving, I've got the engine on because obviously I'm driving, that's only going to be draining 100 watts. It stopped at about 50 degrees, so I went around the back, turned the thermostat up a little bit. Ideally I want it to get to that sort of temperature, 70, just so that it kills off all the pathogens in the water. I've got a mixer shower, so it won't use a full 10 litres in one go. It'll mix it between hot and cold, and you'll get a longer shower, and it's just perfect. I'm happy with that. 25 minutes to heat it up from 20 degrees up to 70 degrees. And power-wise, it's used the exact same amount of power to do
on 240 volt than it would do on 12 volt. 12 volt, it takes an hour and a half. Here, 25 minutes, exactly the same power reduction. I got the P-clips and just pinned the pipes underneath, the wastewater pipes down a little bit. They're flowing a lot easier now. That's that done for this video. I'm all ready for this weekend's adventures. Tune in next time when we're going to be doing those adventures. I have no idea where I'm going or what I'm doing just yet, but I do know I've picked up my paddleboard and my kayak. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you're new around here, please subscribe.